going on, everybody? Good morning. Happy Friday. The weekend is here. I hope you guys had a terrific week. Um, Today's video for February in Romance features a classic high school movie written by the late great John Hughes, Pretty in Pink. Pretty in Pink is a movie that came out, I believe it was in 1986. And the movie features Molly Ringwald, who was the queen of high school movies at the time. She plays as Andy Walsh. John Cryer, before Two and a Half Men. He plays as Ducky Dale. James Spader, terrific actor, before The Blacklist, before Boston Legal. He plays as Steph McKee. And then you have Andrew McCarthy, who plays Blaine McDonough. Like I said, John Hughes, he wrote the script, and he also serves as one of the executive producers of this film. Andy and Dougie, they're best friends. They've known each other since they were little. Both of them go through similar situations, such as bullying and harassment by rich kids. But in this movie, Dougie is, even though he's her best friend, he is in love with her, but he's afraid of telling her. He ends up telling her, expressing his feelings, but she doesn't feel the same way. And the moment Dougie finds out that Andy is gonna go on a date with Blaine, he completely acts like what a alpha is not supposed to act like. So he starts acting childish, being immature, and overall he gets over emotional. And as a guy, I just go like, oh, it's just so cringeworthy, because that's life. Like, you're not always gonna get what you want, so you can't be a sore loser. But that's Dougie in this movie. He is way too childish, at least in the first half of the movie. But yeah, and then it gets worse when they're in a double date. I believe it's like in a little nightclub or whatever the case may be. It was somewhere they went out in the nighttime enjoying great music and things like that. Dougie is completely being rude, being disrespectful, and that's what causes Andy and Blaine to leave. And then he thinks that by kissing the other girl in front of her made things better, and it didn't. So, but yeah, another thing about this movie is that you see the differences between rich people and poor people. So Blaine comes from a rich family, Andy doesn't. So Andy is ashamed of where she lives. So when Blaine tries to drop her where she lives, she denies it. She doesn't want to because of that. I like the dynamic between Andy and her father. Andy's father is a single father, so therefore it felt weird and funny that, that when she wants to talk to somebody about what guy she's dating or what guy she's considering to go out with, she has to tell her father, and her father ends up telling her, like, I know this must feel that you miss someone to tell these things about, to talk these things about. So it's very rare that you see that in real life, but again, who knows, probably a lot of fathers can relate to what Andy's father went through in the movie. So yeah, and then you have Steph McKee, who's basically the antagonist, the villain of this movie. He's Blaine's friend, but he's always trying to, he tries to talk Blaine out of to not take Andy too seriously, just to screw her, and that's it. And I love two of my favorite scenes is the arguing scene between Andy and her father, and Andy confronting Blaine in the school hallway, which led to Dougie attacking Steph because he overheard Steph telling Blaine to, you see, you're wasting your time, screw her or whatever. Like, told you it wasn't gonna work out. So when Dougie heard that, he attacked them, and that showed me right there in the second half of the movie that despite disagreeing with Andy and her decision making, he still cared for her. And it went to a whole nother level in the last 11 minutes of the movie. I love the last 11 minutes of the movie. Why? Not only because it was well acted out, but it's mostly that soundtrack. That soundtrack defined and is the epitome of 1980s music and 1980s being in high school. Sometimes, most of the time when I watch Pretty in Pink, I watch the movie, but I'm mostly looking forward to that ending. So, and Dougie, compared to the first half of the movie, he grew up in the second half. He finally accepted to give Andy to Blaine. He made the ultimate sacrifice, and he made the ultimate sacrifice to say, you know what, here's your date. And Dougie was paired up with someone else. In the original script, supposedly John Hughes had Andy and Dougie ending up together, but I'm glad he made that change because, again, sometimes in life, we might love someone, but that person might not love us the same way that we love them. So I'm happy that John Hughes decided to go with this route, this ending. At the beginning, and when I first saw the movie, I wasn't really too fond with it, but after watching it several times, and as I gotten older, I accepted what John Hughes did. So that's the genius of him. Yep, that's the genius of John Hughes. I'm forever grateful for all the movies, all those classic 80s movies that he's made, that made us, the younger viewers, still want to watch it to this day. It's time to give a review from 1 through 5. I'm gonna go with 3.9 out of 5. It's still a solid score, but yeah, I'll go with 3.9 out of 5. Thank you for watching this video. Hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And as always, be safe and may God bless you all. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.